Hi, I'm Jo,
And I'm Tim.
and we're from THL. Today we're going to show you through your home away from home.
Let's take a look.
Firstly, this motorhome comes with a bunch of keys. The vehicle remote, the LPG locker and storage locker, toilet cassette locker, freshwater inlet, outdoor shower, and house entry. Please keep all the keys together. Moving into the cab, this cab is an automatic Iveco Daily. It has a key start ignition. The handbrake is a push button located on the dash to the left of the steering wheel. This camper features a reversing camera which will show on the rear view mirror when the feature is activated. To turn it on, press the power button on the mirror. Make sure someone is outside guiding you when reversing and parking. Chances are this camper is bigger than you're used to driving. There are some handy stickers on the windscreen to remind you of the camper height and maximum speed allowed when driving. There are two USB ports located in the compartment above the dash. You also have two 12-volt outlets down here. The yellow lever to release the bonnet is inside the passenger door on the wall next to the footwell. The jack and tools to change the tyre are under the driver's seat. In the passenger side door pocket is the first aid kit. We hope you don't need it, but it is there just in case. If you do open it, you have purchased it and can pay for it when you return to the branch. Also in the door is the quick reference guide with some handy tips on operating this camper. Although this camper has an internal walkthrough, you still need to exit through the driver's side door after switching off the engine. Ensure you lock the driver's cab so the vehicle and cabin lights fully switch off. This will avoid a flat battery in the morning. Moving outside, on the driver's side, here is the outdoor shower. It connects to both hot and cold water. Turn on the water pump switch at the main control panel to start the flow of water. For hot water, the water heater system needs to be on for at least 30 minutes, operated either by gas or 240-volt mains power. Below is the wastewater outlet. Wastewater is the water collected from the shower and the sink. The hose to empty the tank is in the rear storage locker. This is the city water inlet. You don't need this feature, so it has been disabled and is not available to use. These vents are for the fridge ventilation. They do get a little warm, so make sure they are never covered or blocked. Here is the power inlet to plug into 240 mains power at a campsite. The 15 amp cord is stored in the large rear locker. This is needed to use the microwave, internal power points, kitchen appliances, and reverse cycle air conditioner. Plugging into power will charge the 12-volt house battery. We recommend you do this on the first night to ensure the camper is fully charged. This is the hot water system exhaust. It does get hot when the hot water system is being used, so make sure it is never covered or blocked. Here is the access point to the rear storage locker. In here is the 15 amp power lead and wastewater hose. It's also a great place to store your camping table and chairs if you have hired them. Above the rear window is the rear camera. Moving around to the passenger side, here is the other access point to the rear storage locker. In this side is the freshwater hose, dustpan and brush, broom, and other general equipment you may need during your trip. The awning pole is also stored here. There is a handy light to help with visibility. Next to the locker is the inlet for the freshwater tank. We have filled the tank for you, ready to go. This is a connection for external LPG appliances, but it is not available for use. Here is the LPG bottle compartment. This camper features two gas bottles. They supply gas to the interior stove, grill, three-way fridge, and hot water system. Make sure the gas bottles are turned off when they're not being used and before driving. We've filled the LPG bottles up for you, and you'll need to refill them before returning, unless you have purchased the refueling pack or pre-purchased gas option. The LPG shut-off valves are located near each gas appliance. Here is a 240-volt power outlet, an exterior auxiliary port, and USB ports. There are also external speakers on some models, as well as lights underneath the awning. The switches for these are just inside the house door. The handle for the house entry also lights up blue for better visibility in the dark. Next is the locker to access the toilet cassette. It must be emptied into an authorised dump station when required. Don't worry, it's very quick and easy to do. Here is a compartment for the house battery. We don't recommend you use this for storage, just in case you bump something loose. Above the window is the shade awning. The pole to set this up is inside the large external storage locker. This awning is to be a sunshade only. It is not to be used in high winds or rainy conditions. The fuel inlet is beside the passenger door. To access it, the passenger door must be open. This camper takes diesel fuel. Do not put AdBlue or any other substance in this inlet. We've filled the tank up for you, and you'll need to refill it before returning, unless you have purchased the refueling pack. If you see the AdBlue is getting low, please call On-Road Assist for advice on what to do. Now let's take a look inside. Firstly, slide out the double electric step for easy access. The switch for this is just inside the house door. The step has a backup feature where it automatically retracts when the engine starts. There is a screen door that can be detached from the main entry door. To detach the screen door, simply turn this lever to release. Secure the house door with the magnet on the luton. When reattaching the house door to the screen door, gently push them together at the bottom and the top until you hear a click in both places. Behind the driver's cab are seats for the other 4 passengers. Seatbelts must be worn at all times when driving. The forward-facing seats are where the child seats or booster seats can be fitted. Use this area for dining by setting up the table or convert it to a bed at night. The kitchen includes a sink, gas stove with 4 burners and grill, fridge and microwave. Below the kitchen bench is a slide-out pantry, kitchen equipment and kitchen storage space. In the drawers are the cutlery, utensils, plates and bowls. To the left are the drinking glasses and coffee mugs. In the bottom drawer are the pots and pans. In the overhead cupboards are the wine glasses and electrical appliances. To use these appliances, as well as the microwave and the reverse cycle air conditioning, you must be plugged into 240 volt power. There is storage in the overhead cupboards above the passenger seats. There is more storage space in the rear, next to the toilet, under the seats, and in the overhead cupboards all the way around the lounge area. We recommend you bring soft bags instead of hard suitcases to fit in these cupboards. Make sure the drawers and cupboards are locked before driving. Above the microwave is the 12 volt control panel. The 12 volt house battery powers the water pump, media, range hood, USB ports via the ACC accessory switch, water heater, toilet flush, house lights, and fridge. Turn these switches on only when you need them. Leave the fridge switch on at all times. Here is the gauge to tell you how full the fresh and wastewater tanks are. Check this regularly. Next to that is the battery monitor, which will show you how much charge you have in your house battery. This is the boiler for the hot water, and this is the switch for the solar panel. Please leave this on at all times, otherwise the solar system will not charge the battery. If the switch is not flat, it means the solar panel has tripped. Please call On-Road Assist for advice on what to do. This is the 240 volt isolation switch. Make sure this is in the on or up position at all times. Here is the radio system. This camper features internal and external speakers. There are a number of USB ports situated around the camper, including below the passenger seats, under the media player, and outside the camper. Since they are powered by the 12 volt house battery, they will work when you are not plugged into 240 volt mains power, but you will need to switch on the isolator switch marked ACC on the control panel. Just finally, the house battery is separate to the camper engine battery. So if the house battery is getting low, don't worry, the camper will still be able to start. This camper features a reverse cycle air conditioner that only works when connected to 240 volt mains power. It is operated with a remote control that is paired with the unit. In the rear lounge area is the media player. This is a media player only and doesn't have access to television signal, but it's great for watching DVDs or movies from a USB. This camper comes with a bathroom which features a vanity with sink and toilet. Don't forget to flick on the toilet and water pump switches before using the facilities. On the other side is the shower cubicle. For hot water in the bathroom sink or shower, turn on the water heater switch, water pump switch, and the boiler at least 30 minutes before you need it. Make sure the bathroom door is closed and locked before driving. When parked up, set up the rear dining table. At night, this area converts to a double bed. The third double bed is a permanent bed in the loft above the driver's cab. Use the ladder provided to access this bed. There are curtains and blinds all the way around for your privacy. To finish, we'd like to share some helpful tips for your trip. We have a bunch of camper help how-to videos in the THL Road Trip app showing you how to use specific features of your camper, such as operating the gas stove, emptying the toilet cassette, or setting up the beds. Make sure you watch these to get the most out of your camper. It's important that you book into a campground on your first night so you can plug into the 240 volt power to fully charge the house battery, and then every 2 or so days to charge up again. The speed of the 12 volt battery drainage will depend on the climate and how often it is used. A full charge takes between 14 to 16 hours and needs to be done at a campground. We don't recommend driving at dusk or night time, so be sure to arrive at your overnight destination before then. Top up the fresh water and empty the wastewater every 1 to 2 days. Empty the toilet cassette every 1 to 2 days, or as needed. The wastewater tank and the toilet cassette must be emptied at an authorised dump station. If you are staying in a holiday park, you will have access to one there. Otherwise, use the handy THL Road Trip app to search for the closest one. Top up and empty at every opportunity and you won't have to worry about a thing. Lastly, always remember, have your keys with you when you're outside the camper. We want to make sure you're completely comfortable before you leave the branch. Please don't be shy in asking your branch host any questions and let them know if there's something you are unsure about. Once on the road, you can always call our on-road care team 24/7. On behalf of all the crew at THL here, have an incredible adventure.